We all know that football's not played on paper, but in theory, on paper, this is a comfortable home victory, isn't it? And of course, with the big games to come, the second leg against Bayern Munich, although of course City have a 3-goal advantage. Then the semi-final at Wembley against Sheffield United in the FA Cup, and then the big one against Arsenal in the Premier League that City have to win if they're going to go on course to win this potentially historic treble, as well as all the great things that City have done in the last few years. But we don't forget where City have come from, and without the team of '99, who I'm good friends with, and without previous regimes, City wouldn't be where they are today. People like this fella, John Wardle, former chairman, who once paid the club's wage bill out of his own pocket. Without him, City wouldn't be here today, would they? About watching City these days.
Oh, fantastic. Unbelievable. And it really is. I mean, you would come now, the stadium, the training facilities, the whole thing is unbelievable. You know, going back to my time and your time, it was dreams. But dreams can come true, and they have. And we're off now, Premier League now, and then Champions League. That's what we need, the one we haven't got. And we'll get it.
Without you, we wouldn't be here. I mean, I've talked to so many of the 98-99 team and said, without your victory at Gillingham, but without you as chairman paying the wages at one stage, this club wouldn't even exist, would it?
Well, and it's the past, and the past goes. And, you know, we're going to look forward to the future. And it's a great future. Looking forward to it. Like I said, look at the place. You know, the whole thing, the Etihad, every part of it. New training facilities. What more could you ask for? Right down to the academy, to the younger ones. You know, I think the investment that's been put into this club, well, they need a pat on the back, a big one. Brilliant.
Is this the year for the treble?
Why not? Why not? As you've always got to say that. As I said, it was a dream many years ago. Carry on dreaming. Dream dreams.
Jeff used to be commercial manager at City, and you will remember the contribution that John Wardle made. I mean, the club wouldn't be where it is without people like you and him.
I wouldn't bracket myself alongside John. I was, I guess, the conduit in a way for John and Dave Makin when I was commercial manager, and it was a privilege to do so. I can't really overstate how much they did for the club, John and Dave, and you know, I'm looking at these two statues here, Vinny and Sergio. If there were two more statues, you know, there'd be a real case for John and Dave. They were hugely important, and we wouldn't be here, you're absolutely right, if it wasn't for them.
And do you see today as a formality?
Too long in the tooth. I should do, really. I mean, I've had a bit of a nightmare on the way here, so maybe things are going to go wrong. I've pocket dialed Alistair McIntosh, who's the chief exec of Fulham, in the director's box at Everton, and he just sent back a message. So I you know, obviously I must be feeling more nervous than I'm letting on. I don't know. There shouldn't be any issues, and something seems to have changed. You know, it almost seems we have got to a different level now, and you do have that inner confidence. The players exude it. I mean, the one thing about it is, even when it takes a bit of time, that confidence they have, the patience that they have, far more patient than we are as fans. So it should be okay. I always worry about former players coming back with Ian Nacho, and I think Maddison, is he playing today? I mean, after his poor performance last game, we'll have a point to prove he's a great player. But no, I think we'll be fine, Cheese.
Well, we've got a great rhythm at the minute, and that's important. You know, momentum is huge. I think Pep spoke about it this week. You know, game after game after game, and we're hitting form at the right time. It's a Premier League. No games are easy. We worked so hard to break these down at their place. If you can remember, like a 15-man block, it felt like. We got the goal, and they came out and they had a couple of chances later on in the game. But it was so hard to break them down. I don't think they'll go that way today. It's a completely free hit for the manager coming in today. You can already say after the game, if it goes against them, you know, what a baptism against, you know, the champions. So. But I expect us to do the job, you know, and it's important that the pace in the play is high, because that's what teams can't keep up the discipline, the shape and the organisation for 95 minutes. So as long as intensity's high, we'll have too much of them over the game.
It's very fitting that I'm speaking to you, because I've just spoken to John Wardle, and I said without him as chairman putting in his own money, and without you guys from
putting in our money,
99, no, it wasn't your money, but you know what I mean. The club wouldn't be where it is without
lovely.
you.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
I'm not really worried, but every game now in the Premier League, you have to take it as a big game, with obviously having to win every game to win the league. So, I mean, after Tuesday, can't have any worries. But it's one of those.
With the games that are coming up, I mean, obviously there's the semi-final, the second leg against Bayern, Arsenal's the next home Premier League game.
Yeah.
On paper, this is the easiest one of the lot, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But it's one of those, do we underestimate Leicester and they come out, catch us off guard? We never know. City.
So even though you're young, you still think,
Oh yeah, 100%. We've saw it even in the recent years with some teams. I remember a few years back with Norwich, we lost there. It still happens now and again, just not as much as back in the day.
I think you're going to have a really feisty encounter today, and the amount of fixtures might play a big disadvantage to City today.
and I obviously detect an Australian voice in there. Is City popular down under?
Absolutely. Alexander Robinson in the Manchester City 21s just debuted for Australia. There's a lot of hype around Geordie Boss. Watch out for him for Melbourne City, looking to sign for Manchester City in the coming weeks as well. And on the other side, we've got Harry Suter for the Leicester City playing Manchester today.
I bet every City fan, Manchester City fan, knows about Melbourne, but you're saying the connection between them is really active, is it?
Extremely so. Very active, very connected, and I think City's model is something for others to replicate around the world.
You always talk about banana skins, but no, they should just try and pile on the goals and try and get the difference between us and Arsenal as much as they can. That's got to be the objective. But it's always difficult the first 20 minutes, and I'd like to see that first goal go in, then we can relax.
I'm sure you've seen more games than me down the years.
Oh, come off it. I'm not that old.
Is this the best City team ever?
Yes, I think it is. I was thinking back to, Lee, Bell, Somerby and all that, and no, I mean, and times when we had David Silva in there, and but this has got to be the best. I mean, the way they played last Tuesday night, I guess you were here. That second half was amazing. And also second half against Liverpool was pretty remarkable. So
you're dreaming of a treble?
I think the most difficult one is the FA Cup. That's somehow, I don't know why, but I think we're more likely to win the Champions League than the FA Cup.
So this is where you watch the game from, right behind the goal, right behind the netting. Isn't it a difficult perspective to see it from? I'm amazed how you analyse from this position.
Yeah, I mean, it is very different. I've actually suggested to Jesse and that we move and maybe sit third tier, because obviously commentating at Bolton now, I watch it from above, and it's so much easier to analyse a game from above, and you get a real perspective of where each pass is going, how the players are moving, the understanding, the interchanges, the 1-2s that that are going to happen before they've been played, and also the cohesion in the team. But there's a family here, and that's the one thing that makes me think, no, I don't think I can move. The view from here is obviously compromised in a sense, because you're almost lower than the corner flag, but because I've watched football for that long and know this team and know Pep's philosophy inside out now, I can really I know exactly where players are, and when the ball's in a certain position, I know where a player needs to be or where it should go. So it does help that I know my stuff about football, I suppose. But the one thing is, you have to use the big screen a lot when everybody shouts shoot here, because the players look a lot closer to the goal at that end, perspective-wise, than they actually are. So you look at the big screen and go, don't shoot, Vinny. No, shoot, Vinny, no. And then someone bangs it and you're like, there you go. I mean, Vinny looked like that far out that night against Leicester, and really at Leicester, and that he was really like in like Dubai or something, weren't he, when he hit it, and ended up in the back of the net in Manchester. So yeah, great seats, love them. Can I move? We'll have to wait and see, but I love Paul and everyone here, so I don't think I can.
Oh man, so this is our first time in Manchester. We're from San Diego, California, so been waiting to see a game live for a long time.
What makes you a City fan then?
What doesn't make us a City fan? How could you not be a City fan?
San Diego is such a lovely place as well. It's a bit of a contrast to Manchester, I guess, isn't it?
Contrast in weather, yeah, but we miss this level of soccer for sure. So.
And we miss the rain in California, so it's nice getting it here.
Think City are going to win today?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, City by 4 today. Yeah.
thought the first half was quite easy, really. I thought the goal went quite comfortably, really. Not worried about Leicester.
How good is this City team?
We're getting embarrassed now. I hope Haaland stays on to get another 2-3. That's all.
Could have thought that years ago, eh?
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. What a team, what a club.
Yeah, so I thought we played well. First half was the best. Could have been better in the second half, but the amount of changes that we made, it was always going to be that way, to be fair. So, yeah, all in all, decent result.
First class, they were world class. First half, they were world class.
Yeah, 100%.
Second half, they made, what, 6 changes?
It's always going to be that way, though, isn't it? So, if we're going to make that many changes, it's going to be difficult coming into the second half.
Game, really, wasn't
yeah,
it?
I mean, we've always gone to Pep, you need to manage the game better. And he did. So, you can't really complain when it comes to that. So, nice one. Cheers, Cheesy.
Good game all around. Just nice to get a double-ish win this week at the end. You can see the momentum was lost a little bit after 70 minutes or so, but nice to get over the line, please.
I mean, they were in cruise control in the second half. Didn't need to do a lot, did they?
Not a great deal. Just enough to get over. 3 points. Happy. On to Bayern on Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. Looking forward to it.
That last 10 minutes was so stressful. I thought, personally, anyway. But start of the game, pretty good. But as I said, last 10 minutes.
They won it in the first half,
yeah.
haven't they?
Yeah, it's just those last 10 minutes didn't make me feel comfortable.
But 3 big games to come, so you've got to pace yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, got to finish strong, win our games. That's all we can do, really.
The game today, and I thought it was done after about 20 minutes the first half. And I think the second half made changes, give the team a good bit of a run out, and it disrupted a bit in the second half. But we got the 3 points, and I think that's all that matters at the moment. Not really too bothered about the way we play, just win the games, and the title will be ours. We'll win all our games, we'll win the league.
People have been saying for ages that City should win the game early on with the best players, then take them off.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. That's what they did today.
Yeah, that's what they did today. It would have been damned if you didn't. If we said if we kept them on and one of them got injured, we've got a big fixture list coming up now. If any of the players get injured, they're going to say, why have you kept them on when we're coasting in the game? And they did the right thing today. There's lads out there who wanted game time. They got game time. It's up to them if they want to improve and show the boss what they can do so they can get into the team at a later stage.
I just thought it was really nerve-wracking at the end. I just thought if they got a penalty and then the one that hit the post didn't, we'd be walking on with a point and I'd be devastated. The point's no good. So
This team could do it all.
I'm happy with the result though.
This team could do it all, couldn't they?
Yeah.
And that fella, he's not bad, is he?
He's so cool. Cool and Luke. Yeah, love him to bits.
Well, first half it was all Man City and played some wonderful football. Thought Leicester a little bit passive. In the second half with the changes, Leicester got a bit of a foothold in the game, but it was a comfortable win. I know Leicester had a few chances towards the end, but I think I was due more to the amount of changes Pep made, and it's understandable with the amount of games they've got coming up.
You've been a manager at the top level, you've been a player at this club. This club's moved on and you can see the level it's reached, can't you?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. I watched them on Tuesday night against Bayern Munich. You can see the team evolving to another level. That's the best I've seen them in Europe under Pep, against the quality side. And, not just the quality of the football, but the physicality of the team was so impressive as well.
Did they win the treble?
Oh, yes. I think that the priority probably always is the league. The holy grail for Pep and City is obviously the Champions League, and then the FA Cup. But you'd expect them to beat Sheffield United and get to the final, but they've got big games day in, day out, week in, week out. It's a fantastic place to be as a player.
Well, at one stage it looked like it was going to be a straight plain sailing 6-0 thumping and a Haaland hat-trick, as I predicted before the game, Ian. And then of course Pep withdraws Haaland because he doesn't want him to get a hat-trick, keep him fresh for the midweek Champions League game against Munich, which we should be okay in. But again, of course, you don't want him getting injured, although he doesn't want him to score a hat-trick because he thinks it's too big for his ego. So one of them. Made a huge difficulty regarding that game in the end. Made it difficult for ourselves. Thought that Maddison one at the end was a penalty as well. Thought we were lucky to come away from that with 3 points, if I'm honest. Not over the whole game. When you look at the last 20 minutes, I thought that Leicester grew into it. Just shows you how good Kelechi actually is. Sniffed out the opportunity. Haaland-esque really. He always used to do it for us. Knows what he's doing at the back post. Tapped it home. And Kelechi made a real nuisance of himself and brought the players into play. I thought we were lucky to get away without a 3-3 draw there, but it's another win. We move and we play Arsenal next time at home. So we'll see what happens against Munich midweek. We'll go from there really.
Cup semi-final as well.
Cup semi-final as well. Let's not forget Sheffield United, no Doyle and no McAtee. So it's odds on for a win, innit?
The game was really good at the first period. We see great players. De Bruyne, Haaland are very stronger than the other team. And the second period, they are more younger, and that's normal for be more competitive. But that's really cool, and yeah, we enjoy it.
Could they win the Champions League this year?
I think so. That's this year. I think because there's a lot of many good players and a great team. They play together. So yeah, we have a lot of chances.
So a comfortable win in the end. Thanks very much to RRG, to Timpson of course. You saw Sir John Timpson and Eamar Development UK. But one thing I didn't see coming at the end of this video was this. See it by Munich.
This chap here, Mr. Cheeseman, does a great job for our club. I love the way he gives the fans a platform to express themselves, myself and other people. Not many people do that. This guy is 100% blue, as we all know. And I've got something for him, which he normally ends his show with this little saying, so I thought I'd do a little painting for him. And as you know, it is great to be a blue.
Brilliant.
There you go, mate. That's
Dom,
for you.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, mate. There you go.